Hi everybody, welcome back to Lectin-Free Solutions. I started off the new year deciding that I was going to improve on my original delicious walnut roll, and I've spent the last week making all kinds of different versions, trying to get this roll to have a really delicious texture. I've tried all kinds of things. I've tried the Bob's Red Mill egg replacers. I've tried flax egg replacers. I have tried this and I've tried that. And I finally yesterday came up with just absolutely the perfect solution. So I'm going to run through the ingredients with you. They're a little different than the original walnut roll recipe. But for many of you, you're in the same boat that I am, where you can't eat some form of egg, whether it's egg yolk or egg whites. For me, it's egg whites. And having a roll that doesn't have any eggs at all is really been beneficial for us. So anyway, without further ado, let me go through the list with you. Okay, so let me run down the ingredient list with you. I have in this bowl, two cups of walnuts, 2/3 of a cup of coconut flour, 1/2 cup of golden flax meal, 8 tablespoons of ground psyllium husk. This is the ground powder, not the whole husk. I have a teaspoon of salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 cup of coconut milk. I use the very full fat. I think I use this one. It is the Thai Kitchen, and it has a pretty high fat content. I really like it for cooking. Also 4 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and then at the end 2 cups of boiling water. So let's get this going. I have all the dry ingredients here. We're just going to put them right into the food processor. It's just going to take a second. Here we go, watch your ears. It's really less than a minute and this is all completely pulverized. The great thing about blending all the dry ingredients together is that you don't make the mistake of ending up with nut butter. So always put all your dry ingredients in this mixture. Okay, all done. Now I have a combination here of the coconut milk, the apple cider vinegar, and the extra virgin olive oil. So I will put that in now. Give that a few pulses. I have 2 cups of boiling water, and I will add that first 1 cup at a time. You know, just a second, let me get this going here. This dough will be a little bit drier than the regular roll. You don't have to be as careful about the water content as you do on the original roll recipe. This is going to take the whole thing. If you've made these rolls often enough, you know exactly what the texture should be and how wet they should be. If they're too wet, you might want to let them sit for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. If they're the right consistency, I rarely let them sit. I'm just going to stop this here so that you can see the texture. You can see this is nice and elastic, and it's just the perfect amount of moisture. And if it has too much moisture, you can always tell because it's super sticky. It wants to stick on your hands. So if that's the case, you can let it sit for up to a ½ an hour if it's really that wet. I never do that. And if it's still at that point is too wet, you can actually add a little bit more coconut flour or a little bit more flax so that you don't have a roll that will collapse. Anyway, I'm just going to process this for another few minutes, and then we're going to take it out and put it on the cookie sheets and bake it and show you what the insides look like. All right, this dough is the perfect texture. I'm not going to play around and wait for it to sit any longer. It's not necessary. So what I'm going to do is form these into rolls, and we're going to pop it in the oven. And when it's done, when it's finished cooking and cooled off, then I'm going to cut them in so you can see inside how nice they are. These are really nice and dense. They aren't like an air pocket. That's the one problem that you have with trying to convert that walnut recipe with the flax eggs or the Bob's Red Mill. What happens is they almost turn into a popover. So it has a completely empty shell, lots and lots of air holes. I don't really like the way they taste at all. So anyway, that's why I kept working on this, and we're here. This is a winner. This recipe will easily make 13 rolls. Now, if you want to have smaller rolls, which I often do if I'm having a party, especially if I want to use it with little, like little sliders. You could probably get, I think I've gotten as many as maybe 18 or 20 out of one batch. These generally I generally make them so that it's 12 or 13. And you can see right now I've already got 9 on here, so it looks like it's going to be 12 or 13 again, like always. Okay, we just pulled these out of the oven. This is the first batch that I made this morning, and they are all already cooled. I just put another batch in, so this is going to last us for at least 2 weeks. Anyway, I forgot to mention that I bake these for 45 minutes at 350 degrees, and then I leave them in the oven. I turn the oven off, and I leave them in there until they're completely cooled. And I think that really works out well. You can put an egg wash or water wash on and add seeds. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I add the different flavorings. There's another video that is called rye walnut flour rolls, and there are a lot of different flavor options in that. I like to make those occasionally. It really just depends upon what we're doing. Anyway, let me cut one of these open for you and show you what the texture is like. You're going to be really amazed. They're really nice and soft. It's just like a regular roll. You know what? I think the texture even might be nicer than the original walnut roll. They're a little bit denser. Anyway, I hope you'll give that a try, and I hope that you're as excited as I am about this egg-free version. I really worked long and hard on it, so I hope you give it a try. Thanks for stopping by. While you're here, please like and subscribe so I can make more of these videos for you. And Happy New Year, everybody.